Okay, so what do you think? What could be the difference here between sentence A and B? If only I covered my PIN number, but I never remember to do that. And B, if only I'd covered my PIN number, but I forgot. What could be the difference between them?
The first one is something that happened, and the second it's like uh,
A
a
situation.
consejo, un consejo.
Suggestion, advice,
Yes.
maybe, could be. Any other ideas? What do you think?
The sentence B is like a regret,
Like a
and
regret?
and A is something that happened. It's that
Okay,
happened, and an advice that never do that.
okay, could be. Good ideas. What about B? It says, I wish there had been more real police officers around to stop them. And B, I wish there were more police officers around here. What is the difference here in these two sentences? What could be the difference? No ideas?
In 2A, maybe we can think about a third conditional because we use wish and past perfect.
Okay, could be.
Um,
Okay, I want you to check this. Here we have if only, I wish, and I wish. Okay, I know now maybe you don't have very clear this, but we are going to talk about if only and I wish. And after the explanation, I want you to tell me what is the difference between these two sentences. Okay? Pay attention and take notes. So today we are going to talk about if only and I wish. Okay? We use this to talk about our wishes or regrets. Okay? We have if only and I wish with the past simple. We use this with the past simple to talk about present situations and say how you would like the reality to be different. Okay, for example, something that happened in the present and I wish it could be different. Okay, for example, I don't know. Imagine I work on Sundays, okay? And you can say, I wish I didn't work on Sundays. Okay, so I want the reality in the present to be different. Okay, pay attention to these examples. It says, I wish I could go to the party. Okay, and if only I didn't have to work on the weekend. So what do you think is the reality here? What is the real situation in number one?
He couldn't go to the party.
This person can't go to the party, right? Okay, yes, as you can see, we use the simple past here. It says, I can't go to the party because I have to babysit my siblings, as you can see here in the picture. So I wish I could go to the party. So as you can see, we are talking about a present situation. She is talking about a present situation. She wishes could be different. Okay, what about this one? If only I didn't have to work on the weekend. What is the reality? What is the real situation here?
This person work on weekend.
Yes, this person works on the weekend, right? So as you can see, we also use the past simple to express something that we wish could be different. So the reality is I have to work on the weekend. Okay? I want you to give me your own examples. I want you to think in your life and what is something you would like to be different. I want you to use if I wish or if only plus the past simple. Think about something and I want you to give me your sentence, your example. Okay? I'm going to give you a minute so you can think in something. And if you have a sentence, you can raise your hand so we can listen to it. Something you would like to be different in the present. What can you say? Any ideas? Luciana, please.
I don't know if it's good, but I wish I could work less time.
Okay, very good. I wish I could work less hours. Very good. Good example. Any other? Adrian, please.
I wish I were rich, but I'm not.
I wish I were rich, but I am not. Good example. Krista?
I wish I could go to the bed earlier.
I wish I could go to bed earlier. Very good. Carolina?
I wish you hadn't said that.
I wish you hadn't said that. You hadn't, but we are talking in this sentence, we are talking about the past. Somebody said something in the past, right? So think about the present, any other situation in the present, okay? Let's go with Adriana.
I wish I could travel to Brazil.
I wish I could travel to Brazil, or we can say also, if only I could travel to Brazil. Remember that I wish and if only are exactly the same. You can use any of them, okay? Very good examples, thank you. Something that I want you to tell me is, which of these sentences do you think is the correct one? I wish it were Saturday, or I wish it was Saturday.
Where?
Where?
Why? Why where?
The first one. Where?
Sounds better.
Why is where the correct one? What do you think?
Both.
Both? Why?
Mm.
Why do you think that?
Because
We have to
we can use both, but where is the best form to say?
Okay, yes, could be. Yes, you're right. We can use both. Both are correct. Okay, so, but was is a little bit more informal. Okay, so you are not going to listen this very often. The word that we use the most is where, when we are talking about wishes or when we are using the conditional, the second conditional. Remember, we said this too, that we can use both, but where is more common to listen. Okay, so when you are talking about the third person, you can use any of them. Okay, but this is more common and was is more informal. Okay, so let's see the next one. We can also use I wish and if only with the past simple perfect. Do you remember how do we form the past perfect? How do we use this? Voy a cambiar un poquito acá. How do we use, how do we form the past perfect?
Has plus verb in past participle.
Yes, we formed it with have, had plus the verb in the past participle, right? As in the third conditional, remember? In the third conditional, we also mentioned the past perfect. Okay, so when do we use this? It is used to talk about a past situation and say how you would like the reality had been different in the past. For example, I did something in the past and I regret now. So I wish that situation had been different. Okay, so we use this to talk about past situations. For example, I wish I had studied more for my test. And if only I hadn't wasted so much time in that relationship. So, as you can see in the first situation, we are using the past perfect had and the past participle form of the verb. So what do you think happened in this situation? What was the reality in this situation in the past?
He failed the test.
He failed the test because he didn't study, right? He didn't study for the test. So that's why he said, I wish I had studied more for my test, right? He didn't study, I didn't study for my test. I got bad grades and now I regret. Okay, what about this one? What happened in this situation? What was the reality?
They broke up.
They broke up, right? Very good. So, as you can see, we also use the past perfect here. So, had and the verb in the past participle. Okay, so I wasted a lot of time in a relationship that didn't work. So that's why I regret. I regret it, right? If only I hadn't wasted so much time in that relationship. Okay, so I want you to think in your own examples, something you did in the past or you didn't do in the past, and now you regret about it. Okay, think in your examples. Creo que Carolina, you gave me an example before and it was correct for this use. I don't know if you can repeat your example. Carolina?
Example?
Yes, it was good for this situation.
Okay, my example, no?
Mhm.
I wish you hadn't said that.
Yes, I wish you hadn't, as you can see, hadn't said that. I wish you hadn't said that. Very good. Any other ideas? Any other examples?
Me, teacher?
Please, Jose.
If only I have listened to my mom.
If only I had listened to my mom, right? Yes, very good. Luciana?
If only I hadn't wasted so much money in my ex-boyfriend.
Okay, yes, a very good example. Any other ideas?
Me,
Maybe,
teacher,
please, Adrian.
I wish I had studied more for this test.
Yes, okay, very good. For example, you can say, I wish I had spent more time with my grandparents, for example, or with my mother, or with my friends when we had the opportunity in the past, right? But now we can't get together, right? Okay, good. So now we are going to check again the sentences that you have here. Now, I think you can find the difference between these two sentences. Okay, number one, it says, if only I covered my PIN number, but I never remember to do that. And if only I'd cover my PIN number, but I forgot. What is the difference between these two sentences?
The first sentence is a present situation, and the second is a past situation.
Yes, very good. This is something that happens in the present, right? And this is something that happened in the past and I regret it, right? And the same here, right? In the second example, I wish there hadn't been more real police officers around to stop them. I wish there had been some real police officers around to stop them. So there weren't, right? Police officers. And here we have, I wish there were more police officers around here. As you can see, this is a situation that is happening in the present. There aren't in the present police officers around here. Okay, very good. So let's move to the grammar panel. We are going to complete the grammar panel with all the information you have learned. If only and I wish says. It says, we use if only and the past simple to talk about what? Present or past situations?
Present.
Yes, we talk about present when we use the past, right? That we want to be different. For example, Nikki doesn't cover her PIN number. So she says, if only I, what can I say here?
Covered.
Covered, right? If only I covered my PIN number. Very good. A present fact that can or can't changes to could or wouldn't. What do you think? If we have something that we can't do or we can do, it changes to what? Couldn't or wouldn't?
Couldn't.
Couldn't, right? Si tenemos una oración en presente con can't, en el pasado sería couldn't, right? For example, I can't swim. This is something that happened now, right? Happens now. I can say, I wish I could swim, right? Or you can say, I can. Any other example with can? Do you have any other ideas? Can or can't?
I can take the guitar.
I can play the guitar. Okay, but I wish I could play the guitar better. Okay, so you can say that. When we want things to be different. For example, Nikki can't turn back the clock. She says, I wish I
Couldn't.
could, right? I wish I could turn back the clock. Desearía poder volver el reloj. Okay? Let's go to the next one. We use I wish and if only with the past perfect to talk about wishes and regrets in the present or in the past. What do you think?
In the past.
Past
The
situation.
past situations. For example, Andy didn't leave his valuables in the hotel safe. So he says, if only I
Had left.
have left. Very good. If only I have left my valuables in the hotel safe. So this is something that he regrets, right? Any questions until here? Any doubts? Anything to check again? Okay, let's practice. So if you have questions, we can solve them, okay? Let's go to page 147. Page 147. Here we have some exercises to do. Exercise 8.2. 8.2. Correct the mistakes in the sentences. One sentence is already correct. Okay, so you have to tell me what is the mistake in these sentences. Please, if you have the answers, you can raise your hand, okay? Number one, it says, if only we had known that our tour guide was a fraud. What do you think?
Now,
The verb
if
is
No.
Daniela
It's
Murga?
known.
No.
Daniela, remember that you have to raise your hand if you have the answer, right? Daniela?
We have to change the verb.
If only I have, so we can
No.
say known, right? Very good. Known, very good. Sarah, please, number 2 says, I wish there aren't so many pickpockets working in the station. What do you think?
I
Sarah?
wish there, sorry teacher, I wish there weren't. So
Very good. Very good. There weren't.
teacher, we had the song, I wish you were mine.
Okay. Who sings the song?
I don't know who is the singer, but the song is I wish you weren't mine.
Okay. Okay. So it means that the person is not hers, right? Or him's. Okay. Thank you. Patricia, please. Number 3. I wish you weren't so naive sometimes.
This is already correct.
Is correct, right? It's the correct sentence. Thank you. Let's go to the next one, please. Carolina, number 4.
I wish I could help you, but there's nothing I can do.
Very good. I could help you, right? The next one, please. Number 5, it says, if only Jeff told us the truth last week. What is a mistake here? Emmanuel?
It's only Jeff had told us the truth last
Okay.
week.
So we need to add had. Had told us, right? Very good. So we need to erase this one. We need to change this one. And in this situation, we need to add the auxiliary verb, right? Good job. I can see that it's very clear. Do you have any questions until here? No.
So when we talk about there aren't, just put were in the past,
Yes.
right?
Very good. We need to change the verb to the past.
Incluso when it's a third person, right?
When it's a third person, you can use both. You can use wasn't or weren't, any of them.
Both are correct.
Both are correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let's go back to the page 87. 87. Here you have some other sentences to complete in exercise number 3, page 87. So I want you to do this, okay? I'm going to give you some minutes so you can complete this, and then we are going to check together. You will have 3 minutes, okay? Let's start with Alejandra. Patricia, are you here? Patricia Alejandra?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, please, number 1. I wish
I could dance, but I have 2 left feet.
Very good. I wish I could dance. Very good. Let's go to the next one. Cynthia, are you here?
Yes.
Please.
If only there had been so many dishonest people in the world.
Okay. Cynthia, is this in the past?
No.
Is this happening in the past? Oh.
No, sería weren't.
Very good. There weren't, right? Good. Because we are talking about something in the present, right? Okay. Number 3, please. Ernesto Erlan, are you here? Ernesto Erlan?
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Number 3, please.
If only I learning another language when I was a child, I'd bilingual now.
Okay. So, Ernesto, tell me, Erlan, is this happening in the present or in the past?
In the present.
In the present. How do you know that?
Because he talked about he will be bilingual now.
Okay.
If he was
Learning
another language in the past.
This is talking about the present. But as you can see, here we have when I was a child. Okay, so the first part of the sentence is talking about the past. So what do we use, Erlan, when we are talking about the past? Something in the past.
That's perfect.
Okay, so we can say if only I. How do you form the past perfect?
Learned.
Okay, we need the auxiliary verb had learned, right?
Yes.
If only I had learned another language when I was a child, I would be bilingual now. Okay, as you can see, we have the past and we have the present here in this part of the sentence. Okay, thank you. Let's go to another one, please. Moira, are you here? Moira?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, please, number
yes,
4.
Teacher, but I don't have it correct.
Okay,
my parents wish they could live in a country with a better climate.
My parents wish they
Could live in a country with a better climate. They hate the cold.
lived in a country with a better climate.
I'm not sure in this sentence, so.
Okay, so what do you think? Is this talking about the present or the past?
Okay.
Present or past? In this sentence?
Present.
Present, right? So when you talk about the present and you wish something could be different, we use the simple past. So your answer is correct. My parents wish they lived in a country with a better climate. They hate the cold. Okay? Very good. Thank you. Let's go to the next one, please. Norma? Are you here, Norma?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Here, which he didn't drop out of college before graduating.
So this action, Norma, is
Or
in the
no?
present? It's happening in the present or is in the past? What do you think?
In the past.
In the past. So what do we use when we are talking about the past?
Because of before graduation.
Yes. What tense do we use when we talk about the past?
A present, Pierre which he
what is this?
Past perfect.
Past perfect. Okay, so what is your past perfect here? He hadn't
dropped
very good.
out.
Dropped,
He hadn't dropped
out. Dropped out.
Out.
Very good. No
Yes.
voy a poner por acá, okay? Pierre wishes he hadn't dropped out of college before graduating. Okay? Because we are talking about the past. Lady, please, are you here?
Okay, thanks. Yes, teacher.
Number 6, please.
Okay. I wish I didn't work from home every day. I get really lonely.
Okay, very good. I didn't work. I wish I didn't work from home every day. I get really lonely. So we are talking about a situation in the present, so that's why we use the simple past, right? Okay. Very good. So what are we going to do now?